So just parked that Mercedes with the gas hole cover issue. And normally I would be closing this gap behind me here in the pink line as I walk over to the kickouts to grab another car. But there's this Tesla here. And it's marked with this handwriting here, which usually means that plane is loud. Usually means that it came in via a tow truck or something of that nature, or was moved from a vend out area. And it says rent on it. I'm not sure why it's over here in the shop line with a pink hat. Generally speaking, if it says rent, then it's just supposed to go into the dirties or into the kickouts to be rented. Anyway, I'm leaving a gap behind it so I can move it if it's still here after the shop shuts down, because it also has a really low battery. I want to say about 18-19%, something like that. So I don't want it pinned in. If the shop shuts down without doing anything about it, which I think they will. I wish somebody would just pop the trunk on to give me some clarity of what's going on with it. But in the meantime, yeah, it's still there at the end of the night. I don't move it to a charger. That way, if it takes a day or two for somebody to figure out that, oh yeah, that's supposed to get rented, it will at least have a full battery and be ready to actually go and get washed and rented. I'm in I believe a Toyota Corolla. These dashboards always mess me up because the thermostat control is where I feel like the volume knob should be. And the volume knob is in an awkward, dark place. I guess it does light up a little bit. It's got a little ring of light on it once I get the lights on. Get the auto lights on. Yeah, I don't like this particular radio that they have in these Toyotas because it has no tuning knob. I'm going to switch this to classic vinyl. I'm not sure what's playing, but I'm not particularly enjoying it. Yeah, some days I actually really enjoy Neil Young, but today his voice is just grating on me. And the presets went away. Yeah, I don't like this particular tuner. I don't find it very user-friendly. So I'm just gonna tough out the Neil Young. I'm not going very far with this anyway. Just into the back end of the dirties, and then I'm going to try to find a large SUV to bring up to the flip ramp.
Cinnamon Girl, early Neil Young on classic vinyl. Well, yesterday there were pre-orders that began for a new book called Starring Alice Cooper. And the subject is, right, Alice Cooper.
So I really did want to get him a large SUV. I really, really did. But there were none that were easily accessible, and the amount of traffic in the up-down area was pretty chaotic when I was just down there. Up-down drivers, at least one van, car washers moving stuff. One of the car washers was happy to grab the vehicle that I pulled from the flip ramp, so that's something. Or not flip, I keep saying flip ramp. The one that I pulled from the kickouts. And I just ended up taking a Volkswagen, I don't know, some kind of SUV crossover thing that was close to me and struck me as the vehicle that was most in the way. Sometimes that's how I choose which one to bring up. I just want to get the one that's just sort of by itself in the way of everybody else. So this is just your typical check engine light. It's kind of a Kia. I don't know, I'm guessing maybe a Sportage. It's a small SUV. much as I like this song, I'm on a mission with every one of these keys that has the HD radio on it to get rid of any static presets and get KWSS HD on a preset. So, see, 87.5, yep, that's a static preset. 88.1, static preset. 88.3.
You feel like it or not, that's character. And God will give you grace.
Yeah.
Be faithful.
I think anybody wants to
Wonderful
hear
thing
about
is,
God
we're talking
on
about
a
the fruit of
preset.
the Spirit here.
88.5, more static. 89.1. K-Love, yeah, that doesn't deserve a preset.
Salir juntos de esto, mi
That
amor.
doesn't deserve a preset.
El Señor.
Just so much garbage on the presets. That needs to stop. 95.3, another static preset. Dang, I'm almost to where I'm going with this thing. There's 94.5. There's the HD radio signal. It's so dramatic when it kicks in on their HD1. I love that song. It's got to get KWSS HD preset.
It's 6:38.
Feeling good. Got that accomplished before I made it the gatekeeper. Not that I got it on long enough to enjoy it, but hey, it'll be on a preset hopefully the next time I get in this vehicle. Also found a bottle of sweet Pure Leaf tea, not opened yet. I'm gonna put that in my bag to get cold. Well, it's not exactly a huge SUV, but it's a Ford Explorer with its windshield wipers on. Stop that. Some kind of crap on here I don't want to have to hear. Go away. Radio Margaritaville. That'll work. It was on a preset. It's the only thing I saw on a preset that looked remotely good. Oh man. So I'm pulling this from the back of the up-down area. And oh, there was a space I could have got through and I didn't use it. Oh well, guess I'm going the long way. Lots of love for Jimmy Buffett, but this live version of this isn't doing anything good for me.
I'm Dean Baldwin. Next on the list is one
Don't
of
care.
ACD.
There we go. America on classic vinyl.
There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with a buzz and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry. The air was full of sound. I've been through the desert
On a horse with no name. Good to be out from the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name because there ain't no one for to give you no pain. Oh, my maintenance line over on the Hertz side seems to be growing. I should probably just go directly to it rather than trying to wander through and find one in the returns that's a maintenance car. I found you an Explorer. Said this way he's looking for. He's calling it an L, and I don't know what that means. That must be some classification of vehicles that I haven't been briefed on. That's fine. Let's put it right in the front of this lane. I got a feeling he's coming right back to move this one. At some point I'm going to have to ask him what an L means in the context of emptying the flip ramp. Forward collision system off. Good, I'm not fond of that crap anyway. So I'm in pretty good sized Chevy SUV, and I didn't notice exactly what it is. I'm thinking it's a Traverse, but I'm not completely certain, and it doesn't matter. What matters to me is that it's got an f-stop. I need to get it down to the maintenance line for PMs. It's $6.50. About an hour left of the shop being open. About 30 minutes left of them trying to pull cars out of the lines that I set up for them. I'm not sure where they're sitting at for PMs. I haven't really been paying attention to that one. Got too much blah 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 going on there. Here we go, another preset set on static, 93.5 and 93.3.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort.
Dun.
Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a f if I cut my own bleed. This is my last resort.
There's a Tesla down here on the Chargers, the Hertz car wash. It's got its hazard lights on. It's driving me nuts because I don't know why the hazard lights are on, and I don't know how to turn the hazard lights off on a Tesla Model 3. I can't even do anything about it. Just got to try to put an SEP field over it and remember that that's somebody else's problem. This is a Traverse. Getting better at identifying these vehicles from their interiors. I have one vehicle in a TNC line tonight, so it looks like I'm putting them in the line any more TNCs that I get versus putting them into spots. Nope, this is the PM line right now. It was empty. I kind of thought it might be. So I'm probably going to get to this vehicle before the end of the night. You know, I would be less bothered by the hazard lights on that stupid Tesla if they weren't so piercingly bright and if they were actually completely in sync. I'm sensitive enough to that sort of thing. I can see that they're not both blinking in perfect unison, and it's really triggering me. All right, I just found another electric Volvo in the kickouts. This one, 26% on the battery. It says 97% on the battery on the window. And here I was thinking this would be one that could go in the dirties and get washed and then kicked out in a hurry. But not at 26%, it isn't going to be. It's up in the Jesus stations. Wow, for some reason trying to switch stations on XM just goes between the Message and Enlighten. Really? You can do better than that. Come on now. Oh, rock the bells. Much better. Just the charging limit to 90%.
check the stats. I roll with Shaheed and the brother Abstract. Niggas know the time when questions in the jam. I never let a statue tell me how nice I am. Coming with more hits than the Braves and the Yankees. Living mad flat like a oversized man. B. The wackest crews trying to diss it makes me laugh. With my track record's longer than a DC-20 aircraft. So next time that you think you want something here, take something different, take that garbage to St. Elsewhere.
And it's just killing me how crooked they've got some of the retail section cars parked to the point where they're several feet into the roadway over there. I don't know why it's so hard for some people to stay behind a clearly marked line. Man, Manolo is trying hard to fill shifts for Monday night. Yeah, can't help y'all. Start putting out Fridays and I'm on it. Well, that was a moment. In the process of finding the last 6-hole that was misplaced in retail, which I'm in right now, it's a Kia Niro, I found that the first car I brought down to retail earlier today, when I was working with, actually I think it's the one that I pulled all the water out of. I was working with Andre and Kali. And I had parked it in exactly the spot where it's supposed to be, behind the line, between the two lines they're supposed to be between. And the next vehicle was quite a ways over the line, and rather than line it up with the next vehicle, I lined up with the lines where it's supposed to be. And damned if somebody didn't make an effort to get in it and slide it forward to be over the line like the vehicle next to it. Fucking assholes. Anyway, I got in it, moved back where it belongs. And then the next one over, which was equally over the line, they're trying to line it with the other cars that are in the wrong spot versus lining them up with the lines that they're supposed to. And it's pinching the road that's in front of there. All right, this one's got the battery levels, charge levels incorrect. That's pretty typical. Radio off. Come on, give me some music. Sirius XM off. Blah. I'm not going to get any tunes on in this one. Oh, I should probably get the headlights on though. Hey, I got that handled. That just hits one. It's right there. Car my gatekeeper now that wasn't here.
Sirius XM Hits 1 Weekend Countdown.
7:04 right now. 2 more notices for Winolo for Monday and Tuesday. All factor. It's all factor with Winolo these days. Well, I shouldn't say it's all factor, but it's mostly factor. Okay, I got a rear howler on. That needs to stop. Usually hitting the sync button when I go to the climate control screen gets that handled. And it did. Alright, let's see what we got going on with this vehicle. It's got a paper tag in the window in such a way that I can't read it, but at least I can easily get to it when I hop in and turn on the light, which I kind of need to see it anyway. Do not service. Stop PM. Oh, that's easy enough. Kick that out where it belongs. Boy, I like to have the paper tags in the windows. And go get a orange hat on this. Stick it in the line behind the one I just put there. Any orange hats in the middle? No, just green, purple, and yellow as per usual. The middle spot is always the first spot to run out. Quite a few at the last spot though. Still blown away that somebody actually made a point to put the car that I had in the right spot into the wrong spot, which just shows that people don't understand where they're supposed to be in the retail section. But it reminds me of the time that Chianti asked if I could explain to the Frenchman, Emmanuel, how the cars were supposed to be placed in there. And I'm like, could I explain it? Yes. Could I explain it to him? Yeah, probably not. I can explain things to people, but I can't understand it for them, you know. So as much as I'm triggered by the state of the way the cars are parked in retail, I got the 2 6 holes that I needed to get out of there, and where they belong. So I need to focus on getting my maintenance cars down from the Hertz maintenance line, and probably make another pass near the Dollar maintenance line, since it's been a while since I've been over there. This is the last car in the kick-out area that was kind of over where it should be. It wasn't badly in the way, it was just a little bit in the way. I had left it there, especially since it really isn't something I think qualifies as an obvious car that should go to Dollar. It's a rather nice Kia. I forget the name of this model, but it's a notably larger sedan than a Forte, and it's only got 20,000 miles on it. So I'll move this over to the up-down dirties, and then try to see if I can find something that the guy emptying the flip ramp would call an L. And maybe I get lucky enough to see him and get him to explain where the term an L comes from and what exactly that means in the context of cars going to the flip ramp. Ooh. Wow. There's not a lot of space over here. I was kind of going to go around and further forward, but there's no room to do that. One of these days I need to get some recording glasses so y'all can see what I'm looking at when I do this, because probably just looking at me in the dark is not giving you much of context. But that was a bit of a moment. So I'm not sure which of these actually is considered an L and which is closer. I have my choice between a Chevy Equinox and a Kia Sportage. And I decided to grab the Kia. Lower needs to go off. FM. HD radio. Oh, I don't want to hear this song. I'm so sick of this song. 925. Yeah, we're not doing static presets. 93.3. That's cool. 94.5. Wow, they've actually got 94.5 analog. Okay, it just added the HD one to it. That's already on as a preset. Let's get HD2 in as a preset too. All right. Seat's in an awkward position. Ah, here we go. That was an odd sound. Not sure what that click was from the back, but my guess is the person who parked the vehicle behind this actually made contact with it, and that was the sound of this bumper coming off of the bumper of the other one. I didn't look at it, so I don't know for sure. Wheels too low. There we go. Behind this is a pretty good sized Jeep, so I'll probably grab that one next time. Oh, there's only one vehicle in the flip ramp right now. He's making progress with these. I made so much progress, I might not even been working on them anymore. So, Kia Sportage does not count as an L, whatever an L is, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I told him it was the closest I could find to an SUV that was readily available. But there's a Jeep behind it. I'll try to get it on the next run. So, still don't know exactly what qualifies as an L, but he does, and that's why he's the one emptying the flip lane and not me. Ooh, this thing's howling at me. Not cool at all. So I'm in a Chevy Malibu. This is one of the vehicles I know beyond any shadow of a doubt, just looking at its interior. I drive so many of these. This one's pretty nice. 9,300 miles on it. And somebody's been setting the presets on it to stuff that's a little bit better than average. We got Hits 1, Heart and Soul XL Fly Pitbull on the first 4. Put on Heart and Soul. And Vogue, nice. That'll work. So at the back of the line was something that needed to go to detail. The guy working over in detail has more than enough cars sitting in his staging area, so there's no rush for me to bring him another one. But when I just pulled that one car off the flip, off the gatekeeper, there was nothing left in the tire line, which tells me that there's somebody actively working on cars in the tire line and he has nothing to do next. It's 717, so maybe he can work on this one. It's got a tire issue. Pulled it from the front of the line. I generally pull from the back of the line. It hurts unless there's a reason to pull from the front instead of the back, and that to me qualified as a reason. So, oh, I do see some movement on the PM's line. So yeah, I thought they'd still be working on them if I got them down to them fast enough. All right, so I'm pulling once again from the kickouts and put a Chrysler 300 to a point it was kind of blocking the road behind this area, which is pure laziness on the part of whoever did it, because there's plenty of space to park here where they wouldn't have blocked anything, but they blocked this anyway. All right. This is the vehicle that I moved out of the gatekeeper right after my lunch break, and I know that because my burrito wrapper is on the floor. This is the paper towel that I used when I was eating it, which makes me sound like a complete slob, but there's nothing particularly gross about that trash. There's already some trash down there, and that just is a more efficient way to get that stuff into the trash, is when they clean this car, they're just going to grab the trash, and the trash is already down there, and throw it away. I wouldn't leave them anything disgusting, but yeah, burrito wrapper, slightly used paper towel. Yeah, it goes down with the trash that the previous renter left in it. So I don't remember what the issue was with this Chrysler 300 that had it in the gatekeeper, but they sure got this one turned out pretty quick. Okay, this thing's got the lumbar support poking me in the back. I do not like that. I love this Aerosmith song when it came out, and nowadays, if I wasn't on just a short drive, I'd be changing it to something else. Okay, good. I do have a space to park this. Ooh, hello. I got extra obstacles stuck out in the way, trying to delineate where they want people parked and not parked. So I just stepped directly across from where I parked the 300. Oh, come on, why are your wipers on? It always blows my mind when I start up a car here and the wipers come on. Like, who couldn't be bothered to turn the fucking wipers off? This thing's loud. Or is that a plane above me? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, full-size Tacoma pickup truck, king cab. It's not an SUV, but I got a feeling it might qualify as an L, which I still don't know exactly what an L is. And I also can't get this out of here. It's pegged and in here too much. Yeah, easiest solution to that problem was just to hop in the single Chevy Malibu that was in front of it. And I can't believe I just hit my cell phone with the shifter. Whoops. Yeah, just to bump that Malibu up a little bit forward. Yikes, the mirrors are all the way in wonky positions. I don't understand why the car washers can't just flip those out when they park them. I got an up-down driver trying to race around me. Yeah, he's cool. Radio on in this thing. It's not at the screen that Toyotas normally are when I get in them. Click on it where it says Bluetooth audio. That'll get me where it says source. And flip that to SXM.
In the Soul Spotlight.
That'll work. Yeah, I know this is something that goes into reserve. So, might still be an L even though it's not an SUV. Might be what the guy's looking for.